Hey, I'm Al Korelin. Thanks very much for joining me. I am in Vancouver, British Columbia right now with our team, of which I am the junior member, chatting with the president of Cambridge House, Howard Fitch. Let me tell you a little bit about Cambridge House, first of all. I have been involved with Cambridge House now for, what's it been, probably 15 years.
Yeah, I would say so.
As a speaker, I have gone on record many, many times as saying I think it's perhaps the best venue anywhere in terms of investment conferences. We have attended their conferences, and I've been fortunate enough to speak at their conferences in Vancouver, Calgary, Toronto, Phoenix, etc. And you know, it's a pleasure to go to these things because talk about enhancing your knowledge about the industry. These guys do a phenomenal job in that area. Let's talk a little bit about the upcoming show in early June. Going to be at the Convention Center here in Vancouver.
Yeah, we're in the new Convention Center, which is the Vancouver Convention Center West. We're Sunday, Monday, June the 6th and 7th.
It's going to be really interesting. Let's talk a little bit about some of what's going to be going on down there, so to speak. I guess I'm going to be doing a conference. I guess I'm going to be doing a panel opening morning, 8:30 in the morning.
That's right. We'll have you on one of the eye-opening panels.
I may not get out of bed. You never know.
Well, you know, people might be surprised, but our conferences are very busy first thing Sunday morning. I think you know that.
Done eye-openers.
You know, we've had 800 people in there at 8:30 in the morning, eager to hear what the gurus have to say, because you know, naturally our conference is a must-attend event for anyone who has any exposure to investing in the resource sector or is considering hard assets as a means of diversifying one's portfolio or hedging your bets against economic uncertainty, etc. And yeah, we've got our usual top-notch lineup of presenters.
Let's talk about that first. Let's talk about, you know, Joe Martin has been involved in the industry, the chairman of Cambridge House and the originator of these conferences, knows everybody in the industry like the back of his hand, very well liked in the industry. And you guys, between yourself and Joe and your team, you guys get some phenomenal speakers. Let's talk about who's going to be there this year.
Sure. Yeah, we're really we're pleased. And now, you know, we do two conferences in Vancouver. We have our January show. We have our June show. Yes, you, of course you know that. Our June show differs a bit. We get a few different speakers that we don't normally get in January. For instance, we get the Aiden sisters out from Costa Rica. As a matter of fact, Marianne can't make this one. It's going to be Pamela Aiden. We get Rick Rule from Global Resource Investments. He comes out to the June conference. We get we're not having Doug Casey this June, but we've got a couple of representatives from Casey Research, Marin Katusa and Louis James. Of course, we've got the Coffin brothers, Eric and David, Hard Rock analysts, Lawrence Rolston, Resource Opportunities, John Kaiser, Bottom Fishing Report. Of course, John has the encyclopedic knowledge, I like to say, of all the companies that are out there, and has his unique way of evaluating juniors and offers some fantastic suggestions on how to profit by bottom fishing in the sector.
Sure.
Greg McCoach, mining speculator out of Denver, Colorado, is going to be in attendance. Dr. Michael Berry, editor of Morning Notes. Frank Holmes, chair of U.S. Global Investors, of course.
Frank is one of the more successful. I mean, all of these guys are really successful. Frank has just done incredibly well, not only for himself, but perhaps even more importantly, and he may disagree with that, but for his investors. I mean, their fund is just doing phenomenally well.
That's right. Yeah. And he's a very good presenter as well.
Frank's a great guy.
He gets the audience engaged. In January, he actually had them all up and dancing, and he's very dynamic and a fantastic speaker. We're really pleased to have him at our conferences. Local economic analyst personality Michael Levy will be there, of course.
Guy, yeah.
Michael, extremely knowledgeable, very much up on the gold situation as well.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but Michael is second generation in the hard asset business. Didn't his folks start basically a bullion company?
That's correct.
His dad,
That's right. Yeah.
Mike's a great guy. Yeah, I've been on the show a number of times.
He runs Border Gold Corp out of his office down there in White Rock, and of course he's also on the local radio station. So he's very highly respected locally with his opinions. So yeah, we're pleased. We've got over 40 presenters actually. It's really it's a bit tricky setting the agenda. You know, we've got two main speaking halls in this case, and several workshops. So there's going to be some simultaneous talks going on. In the main speaking hall, there's going to be a number of panels. There's going to be a workshop. You know, it's an opportunity for attendees. You can hear the speakers do keynote addresses in the larger talks, but they're also going to be in the smaller workshop rooms for half an hour, which is great because you get a little more interaction there. That's where you can do the question and answer sessions
Right.
and sort of pick their brains for some ideas, some stock tips or timing tips, because a lot of this is timing. When do you get in? When do you exit? And so on. So absolutely, 2 days, wealth of opportunity, wealth of information, pardon me, and opportunity.
Well, you're leaving out one important thing, and I know you weren't going to leave it out, but I want to bring it up, and that is, I want to bring it up at this point, though, and that is that you've got upwards of, or in excess, I guess I should say, of 200 publicly traded companies. Right. Typically, they're represented by their presidents, chairman. I mean, you get the upper management there, and talk about getting insight into what's going on. That gives attendees the opportunity to really do more than just kick the tires. I mean, really get to know the companies well.
Yeah, there's not many chances or opportunities you get to get over 200 heads of the publicly traded
Right.
resource exploration development companies in one venue. And this is the opportunity, like you say, if you're a shareholder or a prospective shareholder of a deal, or you hear a company mentioned by one of the newsletter writers or the analysts, then you can wander into the exhibit hall and find them. And you can ask the questions of the management at the booth, and you can find out what their story is. You can get information on some of their development plans, on their financings, et cetera. So as well, these companies, a number of them will be doing presentations as well. They'll be doing 10-minute presentations. So it's kind of one-stop shopping, and these are really a number of very highly qualified junior and some not so junior companies that are trading on the TSX and TSX Venture Exchanges.
The first Sunday and Monday of June at the Vancouver Convention Center. If there is any way you can make it to attend that show, I highly recommend it. If you're there, swing by my booth. I'd love to meet you. Howard, thank you so much.
You got it, Al.